have squash matches in Florida and tournament matches in California, it is...
The indie news!
Midweek wrap-up,
Oh.
man. How often do you get squash matches on the indies?
I don't know. It just sounds like something that would be happening, like, whatever weekend there's, like, the Battle of Los Angeles.
Well, no, we had NXT in Florida, and we had Lucha Underground in LA.
Yeah.
So
NXT was basically, look at these people!
Yeah, it was,
they're gonna win.
Let's put everybody over before we do our triple threat women's championship match. So we had Drew McIntyre defeat Rob Risen. Rob did get quite a bit of offense off, though.
Yeah, Drew's a nice guy.
Yeah, Drew likes to put over...
Class act.
He likes to put over the talent, which is cool. So Rob had a few moments here and there, but in the end, he fell victim to the Claymore kick. Then we had a tag team squash match when Akam of the Authors of Pain destroyed Dominguez of the Jobber team, while the second Jobber had nothing to do with the match, and Razor had an entire conversation with Paul Ellering.
Yeah, red tights guy basically did nothing until he got unceremoniously hurled over the top rope.
Yep.
All the way to the ramp.
Yeah. And they got brought back in
after the match was over,
just to get the Super Collider. So yeah, needless to say, Akam won it for the Authors of Pain because Razor didn't need to do anything. And then Paul Ellering...
Next week we're going to have, like, Razor.
That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Razor to put on a show next week. But Paul Ellering ended up, calling out Heavy Machinery, saying, "Oh, you think you have a chance? Well, you're as stupid as you are large." Making challenges to the Authors of Pain.
Which means they're really dumb.
Yes. Heavy Machinery did actually come down to the ring, got in the Authors of Pain's face, but Paul Ellering, the strongest 80-year-old in the world, pulled away both Akam and Razor and decided not to have a brawl in the middle of the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the best idea. Alright, and we're going to keep going right along. This one had a little bit more of a chance because Raul Mendoza, who was the technical jobber of this match, we kind of know him because he was in the first round of the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, or he lost to the Brian Kendrick.
Yes, and this week he lost to the...
Was he representing Mexico in the Cruiserweight Classic?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, I think it was him, Grand Metalik, and I think they might have been the two from Mexico.
Yeah.
But Raul Mendoza would lose to the Velveteen Dream this week on NXT.
Not to be confused with any other Velveteen Dream.
No. There's so many Velveteen Dreams.
Yeah.
There's only room in NXT for one.
There's only one red velour jumpsuit.
What?
What?
Moving on.
Post in the comments below if you know who I'm talking about.
Velveteen Dream won with what Kevin Hawk started to call it just a couple weeks ago.
Chocolate Rain.
A really awesome looking elbow drop.
The dude is like an elbow drop homing missile.
It is a fantastic top rope elbow drop.
He gets way up in the air.
And he comes down like right across their face too.
Yeah.
Which makes it look even extra gnarly.
I feel like it's like right over their throat.
Yeah.
And he's just like a guillotine, like a giant guillotine falling from the sky.
He's the smoothest guillotine falling from the sky. Alright, so we have a few things happening next week.
Yeah.
Ember Moon makes her return to in-ring action as she takes on Peyton Royce.
Good for her.
Sonya Deville will make her technical, actual debut. We had a really cool vignette for her this week.
I don't know. I'm not going to call this a debut.
I mean...
She's been in multiple tag matches and made other multiple appearances and fought Ember Moon one-on-one.
Did she fight Ember Moon?
No. It was either Billie Kay or Peyton Royce.
Yeah.
Whichever one.
That was like the only time where she was like really prevalent was the fact that she was like, okay, I like to beat up people. I'll help you guys. You guys fucked me over. Now I want to fight one of you.
Yeah.
That was about it.
I'm excited. I just like the fact that because we also had it with Aleister Black, too.
Yes.
We had a vignette for Aleister Black. I like that NXT does the sort of thing where it's like, okay, these guys might not be on the show tonight, but let's just have like a little vignette for this guy, let's have a little vignette for this chick.
It's something that the main roster could do with, because they don't have to put people on every single week to remind us who they are.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like the whole idea of why I kind of liked the Roman Reigns vignette video package that they had on Raw, because it was like, oh, Roman Reigns isn't going to be on Raw, but he's going to be on Raw next week.
Yeah.
But here's like a Roman Reigns video package to satiate the Roman Reigns fans between point A to point B.
Rather than giving an entire segment to someone who's on almost every single week.
Yeah.
But speaking of Aleister Black, due to the falling out that we've had between Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno, Cassius has worked out a deal with William Regal where he gets a chance to prove himself for potentially a title shot somewhere down the line. But he will take on Aleister Black in one-on-one action next week.
Yeah, I like this build-up. It's like, due to the tensions between Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno, next week Cassius Ohno will be taking on not Hideo Itami.
Yeah, I have a feeling Hideo Itami is going to get involved.
Probably.
He will probably be the reason
prick.
Aleister Black wins.
Little asshole.
Or
Prickly,
he'll come out
asshole.
he'll come out and attack Cassius Ohno and make Aleister Black lose, and then Hideo's got to deal with Aleister Black.
Oh, why would you want both of those guys angry?
Because Hideo's not thinking straight right now. He's kind of a doofus right now.
Oh, can you imagine if you had Aleister Black's foot coming from one side and Chris Hero's elbow coming from the other,
That's
and the head
death.
in the middle?
No, that's a bad place to be. But our main event this week was a triple threat elimination match for the NXT Women's Championship. Asuka defending against Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
This was good. Wasn't great. Kind of on par with their takeover match, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think they did a bit more trio spots.
Yeah,
than
what
they
I
did
liked
at,
is I
TakeOver.
felt like there was a lot better chemistry this go around.
Yeah, they had more of a chance to work on this one.
Yeah.
Which is good. And the strangest thing about this is that we really only had one elimination, and that was Ruby Riott after she ended up getting a elevated twisting neck breaker off the top rope from Nikki Cross, and that took her out of the match. And then, so once Ruby's gone, it's balls to the wall, just straight, like, the most vicious strikes you could possibly get from Asuka and Nikki Cross. But it's still under the fact that since it was a triple threat match, there's still no disqualification, no countouts, but the fall has to happen in the ring. So when Nikki and Asuka start to fight away and the referee obviously realizes that he can't get them back into the ring, he calls for a no contest. And the crowd doesn't like it. I didn't like it very much when he first called it. Like, initially it was bad, but then it continued. It was a little better. We took like a quick break to the commentators who said, oh, we apparently still have action happening in the back. And we had Nikki and Asuka fighting outside. They ended up going back in. Asuka got dumped in a cooler.
That's one of my favorite parts about the whole segment was like, what do you think's going on? And Percy Watson goes, they're probably fighting in the back. And immediately the camera's like, boink, right in the back.
It's like Percy knew what was going on.
It's almost as if he's watched wrestling before.
What? It's almost like he was a wrestler for a little while. You don't believe that, do you?
Well, I mean, if you could call that wrestling.
Oh, yeah. They ended up making their way back into the arena. They fought over into an area we've never actually seen on NXT. They fought over into the soundboard and the hard camera.
They also fought in, like, the hair and makeup department.
Yeah, they did. That's where Asuka got dumped into a cooler.
And then Nikki Cross tried to suffocate her.
Yeah, she kept putting her hand over her fucking mouth and nose. It's like, she's trying to kill her on TV.
Yeah, she's just trying to do the Kane thing.
Yeah.
Embrace the hate.
Yeah, there you go. So they end up making their way up to the soundboard and everything. They fight up onto the table. Asuka's backing up as Nikki's just keeps driving her back, and then Nikki decides desperation crossbody. They go off of the soundboard through a table. They're just laid out. We've got Robbie Brookside, we got Steve Carino, we got Norman Smiley, we got referees, we have EMTs, everybody.
Trainers, referees down. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, everyone's checking on these girls. So we're kind of feeling that now that Ember Moon is back, she's gonna solidify her #1 contender status by beating Peyton Royce next week. We'll probably have another title defense between Asuka and
because the next takeover is not until right before SummerSlam.
Exactly. So we still have like 2 months until this one. So
it's actually going to be billed.
Yeah. So we'll get another title defense between Nikki Cross and Asuka, probably a Falls Count Anywhere match, and then takeover will be Ember Moon's moment, and she'll be able to beat Asuka unless they decide to throw a curveball in there. Which
let's say fuck everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka.
Anyway, moving on to Lucha Underground, where we had Group A of a 4-bracket, the first 4 matches of the Cueto Cup happening this week.
What up?
We had the Mac versus Mala Suerte.
Probably my favorite match of the whole show.
We haven't really had a chance to see Mala Suerte do anything one-on-one. He's always been part of the Rabbit Tribe trio. So it was nice to see that he could keep up with someone like the Mac. Had some funny moments in there, but of course, the Mac still kind of focused on getting that championship, even though he failed twice against Johnny Mundo. He's going for that third attempt.
Third time's a charm.
Potentially, because he did beat Mala Suerte with a stunner after Mala Suerte missed a really awkwardly set up swanton.
Yeah. Which is also weird because, before that, 2 minutes before that, he missed a different swanton.
Yeah.
That was in a better position.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
If I missed him when he was right in front of me, let's try him 3 feet to the left. Damn, still missed.
He's got to bunnies don't fly. That's what it is. Rabbits don't really take to the air very often. He needs like a donkey kick or something, like a big double back kick or something. That usually works for rabbits. But think outside the box, whatever you want to do. Pentagon Dark ended up getting himself put into the tournament after threatening Dario Cueto, and told Dario that if he doesn't walk out with Aztec Gold at Ultima Lucha Tres, that Dario's walking out of Ultima Lucha with broken bones.
Yeah, so
Dario's like, yeah, that's cool.
There's just a lot of threats going on.
Yeah.
From Pentagon.
I mean, Pentagon doesn't really do anything
other than threats.
Just looking at Pentagon Dark is threatening.
Yeah. But I mean, Dario, there's some loopholes Dario can get to here. If he just stuffs an old Aztec coin into Pentagon's pocket.
There you go.
While he's not looking. He's like, no, you can't. You've got Aztec
Maybe if they completely avoid the Gift of the Gods championship up until then, Pentagon's about to just destroy Dario at Ultima Lucha. He's like, no, here, you could have one of the Aztec medallions, and then Pentagon's like, old bastard, figured me out, and just puts it in his pocket and leaves.
Here's this coin. It's worth $10.
Alright. But Pentagon Dark took on Argenis, and you can probably guess where this went.
Argenis did a Hurricane Rana.
Yeah. Argenis did a couple of things. A lot of which was get beat up by Pentagon Dark.
Yeah. He lost.
Which then ended with a package pile driver.
He lost a lot.
And then, just like Season 1, Pentagon Dark broke Argenis' arm.
Man.
Argenis just can't catch a break, man. But the crowd loves him.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck you. You're awful. That's funny, but you're awful. The crowd loves him. Pentagon Dark, not so much. And then our third match, we had Tejano versus Famous B. Well, Famous B tried to go the diplomatic route because he's trying to get Tejano on his side. He's like, hey, you know what? We're going to make this easy. I'm just going to lay down. And he did. And Tejano went for a pin and popped up at 2 and said, bitch, this is how it's going to end. Then powerbombed Famous B, and Tejano is moving on to the second round.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I say, Tejano looks like he's going to be the guy in the best shape heading into round 2.
Yeah. Well, and then he got a smack on the ass from Brenda afterwards.
It's a motivator.
Yeah. So he's got good health and momentum heading.
I think she said something like big cowboy, little rope.
Yeah. She made a comment about how small his rope is. I feel like there's a penis joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway. Just before our fourth and final match of the night, we had a Mundo Mysterio montage as we're setting up for that title match. That's,
yeah. That was interesting.
I mean, they're just gonna hype up the fact that it's Rey Mysterio versus Johnny Mundo.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm just like, I'm gonna get really irritated by them if they keep happening, because it's like gonna be at least like 6 weeks of these.
I mean,
vignettes.
yeah, I don't know how long they're planning on keeping the. If they do it like every couple weeks, it'll be fine. But every week is going to be overkill. So,
because I think that's what's going to happen is because like this whole thing is to hype up that this match is happening at the same show the tournament finals is happening.
Yeah, which we did all of Group A, and we still have B, C, and D. So that's another 3 weeks of just the first round.
Yeah.
And then we still have second round, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. So depending on, how long they decide to stretch this out, I mean, yeah, don't play that thing every week. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I know you're like a different situation, but we've seen the match before in WWE. They're just older now. But our fourth and final match of Group A was former Trios champions, current Trio champion Drago, taking on his former partner Aerostar. And this was a lot of Drago listening to Cobra Moon on the outside. A lot of...
Yeah, I'd listen to Cobra Moon.
Well, I mean... There was also a lot of...
I like the way she slithers.
There's also a lot of...
I also like to say the word slither.
Yeah, you do.
Slither. It's a fun word to slither.
There's also a lot of unnecessary and extra movement from Aerostar.
Dude loves to hop on ropes.
he wanted to hop on every single rope.
He bounces on the ropes, he dances on the ropes, he jumps on the ropes, and he also likes to kiss the backs of chairs.
Holy shit, this was so scary. Because like they had the great setup to it too, where it was like they both kind of kept dodging moves.
And I'm 100% certain almost that it was intentional.
You think so?
Yes. Because I realized at the time there was no one sitting in the chair, despite the fact that there were people sitting in both seats to each side.
So he aimed for that fucking chair?
Yeah, what I feel is when Pentagon went out, Pentagon told whoever was sitting in that chair to move. Whatever. Drago, one with the mask on.
Pentagon.
I miss Curry.
Dragon.
Yeah, like Drago gets knocked out of the ring and positions himself and probably told, hey, move over there real quick.
Yeah, just take a step to the right real quick. And then, yeah, Aerostar just fucking dove through, crashed.
He did kind of like clothesline him on the way.
Well,
there.
when he dove, he was like, he didn't like make direct contact with Drago. He was like above Drago. And just, like, Drago fell and he just went face first into the fucking chair.
Yeah.
And it was a gnarly spot. And then it was all like a lot of focused attacks on his head after that.
Yeah.
Because he ends up getting like up onto the ring and Cobra Moon ends up tripping him up and then smashing his head on the apron. And then Drago did a few more shots there. But Aerostar kept going.
Yeah.
Did a few more big moves off of this.
He tried to beat Drago with his own signature pin.
Yeah, you don't do that because it's Drago's pin. Why
he kicked out the first time, and then the second time Aerostar went for the same pin, Drago was just able to reverse out of it right into the pin.
And that's how he won.
Pin Aerostar. But he wasn't done because Cobra Moon slithered in a little bit and said, Kill him.
Yeah.
And Drago's like, okay, kick, and then other move, and which is apparently gonna kill him. I don't know. He didn't seem dead.
No.
It was just like a reverse Alabama slam.
Yeah. The only reason we know that she said kill him is because Vampiro translates for us, which is nice. Nice of Vampiro.
Thank you, Vampiro.
So yeah, Drago.
He's a murderer.
Well, so now we're gonna have Drago and Tejano in a second round match, and then we're also gonna have, or no.
Oh, they never really like.
I have the bracket. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
We're gonna have Drago versus Pentagon, and the Mac versus Tejano. Those are gonna be our next, our second round matches for.
That might be the way the
Group
bracket
A.
lines out on there, but I would not be shocked if they flip those matches around.
We'll find out.
Because
I mean, they were showing the brackets as they were filling them in, so.
Yeah, but they never showed the two semifinal, like the next round matches next to each other.
No, but when they had it pulled out, you could still see the names up in the top right. But if they change it, I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because
they're all in the next round anyway.
The only reason why I'm thinking that is because I don't think they want to have, like, if they're doing round 2 for bracket A, it'd be kind of like heel versus heel, and then face versus face.
I think that makes it so there's face versus heel in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because I think especially with the situations you have with people like the Mac, if any of the Worldwide Underground wants to keep him out, or you have Aerostar or Phoenix who want to get revenge on Drago, you have chances for, or you have the Lotus Tribe to take out Pentagon. You have multiple options as to people that could screw any of these people out of these matches. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But our storyline that started in the middle and then ended the show this week was
Cage and his fancy glove.
Yeah, Cueto's like, hey, you're still wearing it. That's cool. You're liking it. You should go meet Mr. Delgado. And
Lawrence.
Cage is like, nah, I'm cool. He's like, no.
Lawrence the cat.
Seriously, you want to meet him because, he's gonna do good things for you. So he gave Cage a card.
Yeah.
And Cage went to the
City Hall.
Boyle Heights City Hall, where he met
the mayor of Townsville.
Where he met Mr. Delgado. Mr. Delgado, told him like, hey, it's great you're still wearing that because you're still getting used to it. You earned that. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, well, you were chosen for a reason, because that's gonna give you great power. It's gonna do great things for you, and pretty soon you're gonna be working for me. Cage didn't like that very much, and he choked Delgado and broke the wall with his body. And he let go. He's like, sorry, I don't know what came over me. And Delgado's like, oh, it's cool, it's cool. You're still. I think he was going to say adjusting.
You're thinking like a man.
Unfortunately,
it's a trigger word for Cage.
Yeah, you don't call Cage a man, otherwise
he crushes your head.
Legit, I was a half second away from making a joke that he was going to smash his face, and then he smashed his face.
Like literally. Like squeezing a water balloon.
Yeah.
Full of brains.
I did not see that happening.
There was a lot of blood.
It was, yeah.
It was some gray matter.
And in demon voice, he told us he's not a man, he's a machine. As he walked away and stepped on the remnants of what was once Lawrence Delgado's eyeball.
Yeah, which didn't squish.
No.
It just kind of squished, and then
he like kicked it back as he
yeah.
took a step out of the room.
So
yeah,
he's got petrified eyeball.
Good idea giving that gauntlet to Cage. See how this works out.
I just think the whole idea is it's just bad when you're like, hey, God power gauntlet, let's put it on not a god.
Or not only do we not put it on a god who can like wield that power, but
you put it on a machine.
You literally put it on the biggest guy on the roster. Yeah,
essentially, I think the only two worst options would have been Mil Muertes or Matanza.
Yeah. But I'm fairly certain that out of the three, I'm probably most scared of Cage, because strangely enough, he looks the most normal, but he seems like he'd be the most destructive.
Yeah.
But we'll see where that goes in later episodes of Lucha Underground. That is it for the midweek wrap-up. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click the links down in the description.
There's a whole bunch of links.
Check out the podcast.
That's one of the links.
But stay on the YouTube because we have Money in the Bank predictions coming up later this week.
Yeah.
Also check out Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's Reasonable the W.
Like wrestling. Where you get a bunch of extra videos like Fantasy Warfare, The Hawktail Hour, What Colt's Wondering, and many, many more. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't on the show, but fuck him anyways.
Everybody else did cool.
Yeah.
We get to pick and choose on the midweek wrap-up. We can just say whoever we want.
Fuck squishy head guy.
Well, Cage did that with his fist.
Yeah. Fist fucked him right in the head.